I full recorded this earlier, but the thing was flashing red. Apparently that means it's off. I didn't know it was off. But yeah, it's a bit fucking blue and red telling me to move and shit. I think someone got hurt or some shit. It's passing away. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but whatever. Was gonna talk about like a life hack, just from a male perspective. It's not just for men, but just this will help you a lot in life. And I'll finish it off with a prison story that happened like it was one of my first jail experiences, but just to keep it fucking interesting. I know there's at least one person watching. That's all I do it for. Yeah, I was just walking up the thing. My mum rang me to come chill with her, be with her tomorrow, come back home or whatever. But I'm like, I'm like, nah, like, no. And I noticed the break in her voice and shit, but I'm like, why should I be empathetic? Because then I'm not allowing her to feel the reality. Because I'm technically not allowed back at a home that I helped build and shit, you know what I mean? A lot of friends or whatever, like I'm not gonna let my empathy get the better of me anymore. Like I've done it too much. It's just too much injury, self-injury. And that kind of explains the culture of the topic, where some things you can't see, especially as a male. I had 2 court dates the past week, so that really played with my mental health. Especially, it always brings, like, subconsciously, I don't care. Like when I'm caught, I'm just laughing or whatever. But like the fucking the trauma of it, because it's been going on since I was like 17, 18. And the fucking just knowing there's a court day or whatever really plays with my mind or whatever. But one got adjourned, one guilty or whatever, conviction, this that. Then I was walking up the fucking thing, and then I was walking. There's always like a fucking yeah. There was. Yeah, doing. No, just recording a video.
Oh,
yeah, all good.
For YouTube?
Yeah, the cop told me to move, eh?
Oh, right.
Yeah. I was walking, and then like you see like a couple, and the girl checks you out when the guy's not looking, and it happens every single time I see a couple. And I think one of the qualities of being a gangster or whatever is actually to pick out good women, because you have men around you, proper men, and you gotta make sure that their woman's in check and shit. You gotta pick like if you're the leader or whatever, you gotta be the authority on who's a good girl or whatever, who, like, you know, you gotta take care of each other and stuff, because the girls should be loyal. But I'm like 90% of women check me out when their boyfriend is walking with them. Sometimes it's healthy, most time it's not, because people are unaware of their sin and stuff. And I'll start off with this point, bro, like especially as a male, young male, you walk into a clothing store, and if there's usually they hire attractive girls to work there, and there's no rules these days when it comes to like females can do anything they really want, because they live in a safe world. They don't understand, like, have you seen how females react when there's like danger, like say if there's a fight or a fire or some shit? Have you seen them panic? Like their whole life is just finessing. It's a safe life and it's an easy life, just being honest, like being for real. Because when real shit happens, they panic and they run to the closest man, and now you got to deal with the shit. So they can just get through life finessing men and shit. And if they get hired at those clothing stores, they're really affecting a lot of men, bro. How many men have walked in, probably you, probably me, have walked in that store and spent money when they weren't intending to, and they didn't want to, but the girl has fully manipulated and seduced them, into buying something, and then they go home feeling free of guilt when they've probably just harmed this person for the rest of their adulthood. If it's a young, shy kid, because a lot of men are innocent coming out of high school and puberty, they don't know how to deal with attractive women that are a bit older and stuff. That's going to affect how they approach women from there on and stuff. You're not going to walk out of that clothing store the same. That's just an example. So seduction is invisible violence. Obviously, if we don't live in a moral world where you can just www.p, you know what I'm talking about? And that's just the generation we live in. Like, no one's told them it's wrong or this, that a lot of times, so it's just gonna build up into corruption. If you walk into, like, I use a church community example. Say you walk into like a new church, and all the guys and all the girls, and mainly the girls, they check you out. So they're sussing out your sexual energy first. So that's the first thing about you. So imagine if the rest of you, that explains the rest of you. So it's the most important thing, it's the first thing, it's your root. So if that's good, if that's healthy, they check you out. If you enter any new community and there's girls or guys, just whatever, they check you out based on that. And they come up to you and they want to get to know you and stuff, and it's very interesting at first. They're intrigued. And then they get to know you, and then you get comfortable, and then you can have like healthy friendships and all that. And I think if you just walk into a city, like, most people don't have morals, most people don't have cultures. 40 years ago, if you said there was like LGBT, people would have fucking laughed. They actually would say this is ridiculous, and it's a real thing now, so it is ridiculous. Yet we're adaptable creatures, so we think it's normal, and it's not. And if there's more moralists and sinful people and generations coming around, that's just going to eventuate into a high percentage of that bullshit, of filth. And it's it's the new normal, you know. A lot of times you walk around, girls have dolled themselves up and dressed up, and a lot of men just check them out like dogs, bro. Because if they're watching porn and all this shit, like, imagine what they think when they see that girl walking around. Intrinsically, we know how to have a bit of respect, but the lust thing, like Jesus says, like, you lust of your eyes. If you lust of your eyes, you've committed adultery in your heart. So you're just committing adultery on fucking speed, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bang, 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 bang. Like, and if every other guy does it, you're gonna check out their body and stuff. But that's to a uneducated, corrupted, fucking whatever. They don't know what they're doing, and they don't know how much energy they're wasting checking out these girls. Do you know how much energy it is to check out that girl? That girl's better off, bro, because they probably have a guys they're talking to. Like, they're not actually trying to get anything from you. They just want you to check them out, and they go home fine, and then you've wasted your energy. So at least be aware when you're checking out these girls, because it's ask and receive. The girl's like, oh, you find me cute? Have you noticed, like, where girls don't actually make eye contact when you check them out? Like, they look away because they've been checked out so much. 90% of men are at least checking them out in a feral manner, bro. So you're just gonna do that. So if you're aware of it, if you can actually check out a girl for her beauty, that's fine. Like, girls are beautiful. If you actually check them out properly, then you'll see her face. You'll see, oh no, this girl's like actually unhappy. Like, as much as she's just getting that attention to fill in her insecurities and stuff, and to verify, you know. Yeah. You can waste a lot of energy doing that shit, bro. If you have a radio transmitter, it's transmitting frequencies and it's receiving them. That girl just is just asking, like, do you find me cute? And then you check her out, and then you're validating her thing. And eventually, she's not happy. If a girl, like, puts on all this makeup and dresses up every day, it's not going to make her happy. You can actually see if they're happy or not by their face, if you check them out correctly. But if you're looking at their body, how are you going to know that? Yeah. You waste so much energy. I think that's why people just want to stay in their houses after a long day, bro. After most days of work, they just kick back at home on the weekend. They kick back at home because at home it's safe. You're protected. Because then you're guaranteeing purity. Because you're by yourself. You're not around these things. But then you pull out Instagram and it's just fucking filth again, bro. Besides me, you know what I mean? Like, there's just, it's some random girl from America, yet you're fucking worshipping her. And that's the whole point of the fucking post, bro. It's to distract you, take away your energy. And where does the energy go? I don't know. At least in person, it goes somewhere. Yeah. Have you noticed girls that actually reject guys and don't allow for the bullshit? They're actually the most beautiful ones. They're the most, they're actually the most beautiful. If they're down to earth and they understand and they're not doing it for attention and for their own seductive benefits, they're actually quite strong, beautiful females. But they don't think much logically. They just breeze through life, whatever. I think the same way guys think girls are harmless, the same way girls think girls are harmless. I mean, guys are harmless, but guys are mostly, these days, they're fucking dogs, bro. I think that's why gangs hang out, because at least they have morals, They get the quality females and shit. They have the masculine characters. So same way a guy can do that, not check out girls. The same way a girl can deflect all the men, becomes beautiful. The same way a guy doesn't give out their energy, and at least they're aware of what they're looking at and how they're looking at these girls and checking them out. The same way that's gonna make you strong, the same way that's gonna make you beautiful. Yeah. White people looking at me weird. There's fucking horror on her face. Anyway, doesn't matter. Just some random. Yeah, so I was in Silverwater last year. And it was my first time. And towards the end of it, I think there was some of the inmates stood up to the they were going to war with the screws in the squad, and it was 4 Africans. I'm like, if it was 4 Africans, they'd have to be from Blacktown. And then I got moved around to different jails, and the last jail I was in that I got bail on it, but like that first jail time period, and ended up being someone from Blacktown that was like leading the thing. No, all like related to I was right. And then there was fucking they pepper sprayed another pod, so another section of the jail, and 'cause it got in the vacuum, that vacuum was shared to our wing, and then it was used in the wing. And I wiped my hand on the table, and I just had my hand on the table like normal, and then I wiped my eyes, and my eyes were stinging, bro. That's how strong this pepper spray is, bro. That's why you gotta cover your face, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. That's how strong it was. Like, it wasn't even sprayed in our wing. contaminated from the fucking thing, from the vacuum. And then the squad came in with like guns. They're not like whatever. They forced the pod to go out into the yard, backs against the wall, like 50, 60 inmates lined up, pretty graphic. And then we're facing the wall and stuff, so they got sniffer dogs and stuff, and they're standing on the tables with their fucking guns and squatters out. And then I looked at the screw, bro. Like, this screw knows me. Remember the first thing he says, like, why? Like, he looked at my thing and he's like, "You're Egyptian. You should be a pharmacist, not a criminal." I'm like, my dad's a pharmacist, actually. Father like son, no. But so we had a bit of rapport. He was a boxer or something, like some leather guy, bald head and shit. And he knew my medical thing, but because he's just he's a screw, so then there's squad above them, and there's heaps of fucking like. He's standing behind them because the squad are standing on the tables, and they like got us all against the wall in the perimeter. And then they got the sniffer dogs out, and then the sniffer dog comes close, and I turn to one of the squad members, bro. I'm like, "Bro, I got a medical thing on my stomach, bro. The dog's gonna come sniff me." And I told him. And then the dog's coming, face against the wall. Brother, this is the most humiliating thing. And then it starts sniffing everyone one by one. And then I'm towards the end. And then it comes and it sniffs my leg, sniffs whatever. And they make me turn around. And then the other squad members come with the dog, obviously. And then I look at the squad member, the fucking prison squad member. I'm like, "Bro, like, I just told you this this is how these people are, bro. They're so sick in the head, bro. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about." Full turned on me, eh? And then I look at the prison guard who knows my situation. Mouth shut, bro. Can't say shit. What a fucking gronk, eh? Like, he's standing there witnessing this thing, knowing knowing the truth behind it. And then bang, I'll get put in cuffs, taken away, face against the wall, handcuffs behind my back and shit for an hour. They take me in, so the wing's empty, and there's like a few boys. Maybe they got sniffed out or whatever. But this whole time I know I'm innocent. This is so sad, bro. I was upset at myself because I just acted numb to it when I should have been fucking very upset, very furious. Take me to my room. I'm handcuffed behind my back like a fucking dog. And then I walk in the room. They search my room. After they search my room, I keep telling them, bro, like, it's not what you think, bro. It's a medical thing. And they know, like, they still, like, you know what I mean? Stripped down and butt naked, bro. Like, full violated. Like, I know I'm innocent the whole time. And I'm looking at the guy's eye. And then I've just had a conversation with him, you know? Could see the empathy, like, I could see the guilt in his eyes, bro. Because he knows I'm in it. I stand out from a lot of prisoners as well. Because I'm not, you know? I'm not like them. I'm professional and shit. I'm looking at his eye, butt naked, full, like, I'm a man, cuz, you know? Got fucking equipment on me, like... So when they saw the equipment, they know. And that they're still fucking going, like, they still have to make me, you know? You know, fucking, you're butt naked, bro. Stretch this out, whatever. If you can actually, like, argue against them because they're not allowed to make it. They can just x-ray you, bro. It's bullshit. But yeah, that was the most humiliating thing, bro. I wasn't going to talk about it because I'm like, oh yeah, one day I'll just talk about it. It's still emotional, but I'm like, you know, I'll force it, talk about it. Yeah. So I knew I was innocent the whole time, and it's been an hour-long process. And I was upset that I wasn't. Yeah, There's no human rights in there, bro. It's disgusting. You can get violated, bro. You're a man, cause you do have to strip search a lot and stuff. So, but that specific scenario when you know you're innocent and you've won them and they've turned on you, yeah, a lot of them are sick in the head, bro. So. Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, my mental health's been playing up and stuff. Not cause like I've done anything wrong or anything's gone wrong, but like I'm calculating things that have happened in the recent past and shit doesn't add up and make sense. And then it plays with your, things haven't been resolved and stuff. But it's not my responsibility to be empathetic anymore, even though I am. Like, even I couldn't. Fuck, I just had to say no to my mum. Like, that felt a bit uncomfortable. I could hear a break in her voice when I was like, oh no, I won't come over tomorrow. She has to understand. I have to like be realistic. I can't just forget what happened and shit. Like, if I get locked up right now, I know no one's gonna visit me. And yeah, I'm at risk of going back to jail, but thank God I got adjourned. Didn't want to breach my parole. Yeah. That was a fucking sad ending. But more of the story is, like, as a man, like, you gotta be just, you gotta be righteous. They're all just becoming a spiral of filth. If the filth exists now, it's just gonna increase in percentage. So you gotta distinguish yourself. Be clean. Don't waste your energy on worthless things. Don't give your attention away and shit. A lot of females don't get punished for their sins. They don't get punished by the law. So yeah, I think that's why a lot of men get aggressive or vengeful, or just girls and couples or whatever, because the sin hasn't been acknowledged. Because the female's meant to make the mistake, but if they can give you puppy eyes and stuff. It's sad, but don't give away your empathy. Don't give away your masculine energy, your sexual purity and stuff. Yeah, big life hack. Do your thing, mate. Bye. Good night. Oi, lad, ashes.